Shalom, brothers and sisters. It's your brother ISRAELITES from the Northern Kingdom, bringing some edification for you Negro, Latino, and Indigenous, who are the biblical Israelites. And before we start, I want to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, Rakakadash, the Yahweh, being the name of the Lord, not Jehovah, or God, or Yah, or Ahaya. It's Yahweh, the creator of all the Ancient of Days. Bahasham is in the name of, and Yahweh Shai is the one you guys call Jesus or the Christ in English speaking. And we give double honors to elders in GMS. We learn this truth. Shalom to the apostles, the bishops, and to the men down on the highways and byways, giving the 100% truth day and night. Shalom to you and your households. And shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel, the Bakar in the Hebrew, the house of David being rebuilt as we speak. Shalom to you. And shalom to the speckled birds among the heathen nations that look like the heathen nations, but return to the house of Israel and are being edified by these videos. Shalom to you. The date today is January 25th of 2026, which is the year of apostates, sellouts, agents, and the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, so all these things are going to be very prominent in this year. And I chose this image, this painting of Diego Rivera, showing you the slavery of the Indigenous by the Spaniards. Because even though this happened hundreds of years ago, the new form of slavery is mental. Okay, our people think that you need to have chains around your neck and people whipping you for you to be a slave. But you have to understand that the new form of slavery, Rome already had laid it out. So in the time of Rome, you could have been a gladiator, you could have been a charioteer, all these different things, right? But you could buy your freedom. Every time you would win, they would make so much money, and the owner would give you a percentage, 20%, whatever it was, and you could buy your freedom. But also, since you were popular, you were winning, you were invited to advance in Rome, to rub elbows with the hierarchy, which you see here in America as well. You see these football players, these boxers that are being invited to these mansion parties or like the P. Diddy events and stuff like that, right? There's nothing new under the sun. Okay, so our people were gladiators in the time of Rome, charioteers. Now we're what boxers, football players. We say it in America soccer, but obviously across the pond you would say a footballer, right? And henceforth there's all these athletics, but we're also great musicians. We're also great dancers. All these things that people can't do, you want to be around people that can do it. So our people are always invited to parties, soirees, right, to rub elbows with those that can't. And this new slavery, okay, just because you don't have a collar on you doesn't mean you can do whatever the hell you want. Okay, and we're going to prove that with the scriptures, because the scriptures, the truth is always in there. And it tells you about this. So let's break it down and go from there. So we're going to start with the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for reproach, a curse, and to be subject to payments. Okay, so that what was happening in Egypt. It was happening during the Roman Empire. Okay, being taxed. That is a form of slavery. If you're paying taxes and then you're still paying federal taxes, state taxes, why did the so-called American Revolution went to war with England? No taxation without representation. Okay? So, yes, you are slaves. We are slaves to this day. Okay? Are subject to payments according to all that iniquities of our fathers, and the iniquity, Salakia, for all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our God, right? Because we abandoned life. Because remember when Moses said, "Hear you this day, you have life and death." These law, statutes, and commandments are life. You're gonna do them, or you're gonna choose death. And we chose the law, statutes, and commandments, which is life. And when we abandon them, that is death, brothers and sisters. All right. So when the Lord punished us, that was one of the punishments, and we're going to get to that because it's written in the 5 books of Moses. Okay, this is from the foundation of the earth. Hear, O Israel, the commandments of life. Again, life, those are commandments. Give ear to the understanding and wisdom. Verse 10. How happened it, Israel, that thou art in thy enemy's land, that thou art waxed old in the strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead? Why? Because we are among these Gentiles or heathens which don't have law, statutes, and commandments. Remember, here in Babylon, you could be living right next, your neighbor might be a homosexual, okay, a pedophile. He might be into animals, having sex with animals, bestiality. We have no idea. Babylon, the place of confusion, okay? That's the place we're living in. It's like Lot was living in Sodom and Gomorrah. The same thing. We are living in Sodom and Gomorrah. It tells you that in Revelation 11. It's spiritually called Egypt and Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, that great city. So again, we are living the same thing our forefathers were living. Okay, and we are in slavery. So why we got to pay. We're not the only ones that had to pay. Okay, so let's go to the scriptures and prove all things. Salakia. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So the biggest religions in the world, the number one religion in the world is Christianity. And its emblem is the cross. So that's the wood. Okay, number one religion, Christianity, which uses the cross, which is a method of death created by the Romans, which is an idol. Okay, so you have a cross around your neck, you're an idol worshiper. Okay, there's a whole chapter to that. It tells you that the worker that makes it out of silver and gold, there's wicked. It's just nothing. You know what I mean? And the second biggest religion, Islam. What's their emblem? The Kaaba stone. Okay, and the Kaaba stone, okay, just for you guys that don't know, was part of the idols that were there in Mecca. Always, they all had 365 gods, and one of them was the stone. They got rid of all of the stones except for this one, and they go around 7 times, and they say that takes away their sins, but they bow down to the stone. Okay, no, we don't bow down to that. We have a living God. Okay. So this explains the situation we're in. We're bowing down to other gods. Why? Because the Lord has put us in a land that is not ours, and one of the prophecies is that we're going to follow other gods. Okay, let's get Salaki, brothers and sisters. Just getting over a little bit of sickness here. Because the Messiah went into this. Okay, they're always remember that these Pharisees were always trying to trick him up. Okay, let's start at the top. This is Matthew 22 and 17. So remember, during this time, the Israelites, which were the three tribes that were in Judea at the time, the Jews, were in slavery under the Romans. So let's get some understanding. Matthew 22 and 17. Tell us therefore, what thinkest thou? Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not? So they're trying to, these are the Pharisees, Sadducees that are trying to foul up the Messiah, see what he responds, right? Because, of course, he's a nationalist, he's about the nation of Israel, but he also knows that we are in captivity because we have abandoned law, statute, commandments. Verse 18, but Yahushua perceived their wickedness and said, why tempt ye me, you hypocrites? Show me the tribute money. And they brought unto him a penny. Verse 20, and he said unto them, Who is this image and superscription? So they showed the image, right, of the coin. They said unto him, Caesar's. Then said he unto them, render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are to God. So there again, the money you have in your pocket is of other people. They don't look like you. That is the Caesars of today. The George Washingtons, right? The Benjamin Franklins and all this stuff. These are not your people. You're not in the kingdom of heaven when you're paying tribute to other nations. You're in slavery until the Messiah comes and delivers you out of the situation. Verse 22, when they had heard these words, they were marveled and left him and went their way. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. The Lord is going to come with a whirlwind and destroy this world. Okay, you have to understand that prophecy has to be unfolded, that we had to be punished for for abandoning the law, statute, and commandments, the covenant, the covenant of life. And of course, the Lord is going to have to redeem his people, the elect of the nation of Israel. Nobody else. Nobody else is invited. Nobody else is part of this covenant but the house of Judah and the house of Israel. So you have to understand it. You can read Hebrews 8 and 8 for that. You can read Jeremiah 31 and 31. It's explained plain Jane. Okay? Nobody else has part in this covenant, this blood in, blood out covenant. If you didn't put in on this, you can't get in this. All right, brothers and sisters? So that's it, brothers and sisters. I hope you understand. Call halal, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Barakatam, Rakakadash, and he that have ears, let him hear. Shalom.